Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the First Universalist Church of Yarmouth. My name is Mac Jones, and I am the children's teacher and youth facilitator here. I am happy to be greeting you today, although many of us prefer an in-person worship to virtual worship. It's very cool that Zoom makes it possible for us to still be together in all this very stormy weather. At First Universalist, our mission is to explore our faith, embrace this community, and to engage the world as spiritual seekers. May we take those words to heart. Before we begin our service, I have two announcements. Directly following our worship service this morning, we will hold a mid-year meeting, so still in this Zoom. Members and friends are invited to join for this annual all-church gathering, where we will check in on how things are going and look ahead for the rest of the church year. The Board of Trustees, lay leaders, and staff hope to see you there. This Wednesday, February 2nd, from noon to 1 p.m., and next Sunday, February 6th, from 2 to 3, all are welcome to come by First U and celebrate Valentine's Day with the congregational love-in. During these gatherings, we'll have postcard packets, including addresses and stamps, for you to pick up to participate in First U's second annual Valentine's Day exchange, as well as a chance to decorate our sanctuary with statements of love and share fellowship and sweet treats with First U friends. Rev Hillary and Gwen hope to see you this Wednesday at noon or next Sunday at 2 p.m. for our Valentine's Love-In. And those are the announcements for this morning. I now invite you to take a deep breath with me as we settle into this time together. Reverend Hillary will now lead us into worship.
Thanks, Mac. Good morning, everyone. It's a little snowy out there, huh? Yeah, that's no joke. That was the first time, I don't know about you all, but my phone beeped multiple times yesterday saying blizzard warning, blizzard warning. It was the first time I'd ever gotten a blizzard warning, though clearly looking outside, there was definitely a blizzard to be warned about. That was pretty serious. Whew, I can't believe we all have power this morning, but here we are. How cool. It is good to be with you. How are you? My name is Hillary Collins-Gilpatrick. I'm the minister at First Universalist Church in Yarmouth, Maine. And it is with joy that I say, whoever you are, wherever you are from, whomever you love, whatever it is you have done, whether you have a full day lined up of winter fun, or whether you are not even listening to me right now because you're searching flights to Miami, you are welcome here. And we're so glad you're here. This morning, on the final Sunday of our month of Living with Intention, we'll look to the teachings of the late Thich Nhat Hanh for wisdom on intentionality, and hopefully wind up at the end of our service not only with a greater sense of what it means to live with intention, but a greater desire to live with intention. We'll see how we do. Sometimes I find it's good to state our intentions out loud from the start. And we begin our worship with Thich Nhat Hanh this morning, who died this past Saturday, and likely would have been happy to know that as he transitioned, we were holding our congregational Care for Ourselves and Others retreat. If you're not very familiar with Thich Nhat Hanh, he was a Zen monk and peace activist, beloved and considered a venerable teacher by hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of people across the world. At the time of his death, Thich Nhat Hanh, or Thai, as he's called by students, had published at least 130 books, had founded a Sangha, founded an ecumenical movement for peace, founded multiple retreat centers, and was widely regarded as the founder of engaged Buddhism, a form of Buddhist practice that applies the principles of Buddhism to social justice. Thai was truly a bodhisattva, an awakened being of ultimate compassion, alive and walking with peace across this earth. How good it is to have shared this life with him. Our opening words of one of Thich Nhat Hanh's many poems. It's one of my favorites. It's called The Good News. And like every single one of Thay's poems, it's pretty much always applicable to the moment at hand. The good news. They don't publish the good news. The good news is published by us. We have a special edition every moment, and we need you to read it. The good news is that you are alive, and the linden tree is still there, standing firm in the harsh winter. The good news is that you have wonderful eyes to touch the blue sky. The good news is that your child is there before you, and your arms are available. Hugging is possible. They only print what is wrong. Look at each of our special editions. We always offer the things that are not wrong. We want you to benefit from them and help protect them. The dandelion is there by the sidewalk, smiling its wondrous smile, singing the song of eternity. Listen, you have ears that can hear it. Bow your head, listen to it. Leave behind the world of sorrow and preoccupation and get free. The latest good news is that you can do it. Good snowy morning, my friends. We can do it. We can get free. I'm glad we have one another as companions on our paths, each one of us helping the other to see, hear, and share our good news. And with that, won't you join me now in reading aloud the good news of our unison affirmation, a statement of faith and the promises of our community. We are united in seeking to increase love with justice and to constitute a free church open to all people. Mindful of our past and drawing upon modern knowledge, we respond to the spiritual needs of persons and are devoted to the common good in community, nation, and world. We cherish the integrity of each individual and search for truth with reason as our guide. We respect differences in opinion and strive to be a democratic community. We are concerned with this world and open to the future. And won't you stay with me now and lift your voice to speak our chalice lighting blessing, the symbol of our faith. We light our chalice in peace and friendship. So Sam is pretty darn snowed in up in Auburn where he lives, and he was not able to make it to the sanctuary this morning to play music live. But yesterday he did record some pieces for us. So I believe Joanna will likely cue up the first piece. So just sit back and enjoy some music from Sam now. Hopefully.
Good morning, everyone. We are having an interesting morning at our house. I imagine Arwen would really like to be in here. But good morning, Hillary. Good morning, Mac. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Hillary, what's that behind you? What am I seeing?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Tizzy's squeaky hedgehog. I don't actually know. I don't know why it's here.
Oh, I'm not that thing though. What's the other thing behind you?
Oh, this
Yeah,
I think this is a paperwhite bulb that a fellow minister gave me recently as a gift, and it's important to me. I keep it near to remind me of nature and my intention to be kind to the planet and its plants and creatures, and it also reminds me of my interconnection to friends and loved ones in my life.
That's very cool. I do that too. I like to keep my journal right near me because I like to collage. So I collaged on it, and it reminds me to set like good intentions and to always be reflective about things that are happening in my life. And also I got it as a gift, similar to what you're saying. And it always reminds me of someone who I very much care about.
that's so special. Thank you for sharing that.
Gwen, do you have anything that you keep near you to remind you of something important in your life?
Actually, I have been working on something that does just that. You might know it as a friendship bracelet, but for me, I call it my intention bracelet. I keep it near me, right on me, and each color of string represents something different that I want to remember, an intention that I have.
I wonder if we could guess what each color means.
Yeah, let's try to guess.
Okay, let me see. I think I see the color green, and that makes me think about the earth.
You're right. Okay, that's an easy one, I guess. Yes, so this one, the green, represents the earth and my intention to be mindful about my choices and their impacts on the planet.
I also see that you have a red string there. I wonder what red represents. What's red? Strawberries are red. My heart is red. Oh, maybe it represents love?
You're right. Both of you are really good at this. Red represents love. For me, that means when I act or say things or do things, I ask myself, is this something that brings more love and light into our world?
Wow. Okay, now I see white, and I'm feeling a little stumped. What does white represent?
Hillary, do you have a guess?
Well, what comes readily to mind today is snow, but what else could white represent? Cheese is white. Or maybe clouds in the sky?
Sorry.
I don't know.
No. For me, the white represents all the colors coming together. And so for me, that means inclusivity. It means remembering that everyone is important and everyone belongs, and that my intention is to always make sure everyone feels included.
That is so cool. I love that your bracelet can go with you everywhere and you can look at it, and whenever you want to, you can remember the things that are important to you.
Yeah. And you know what else is cool about that bracelet, Gwen? All of you at home could make one too. you could make a bracelet or a keychain or a necklace or something to keep in your pocket that reminds you of your intentions.
Yeah, and you could use colored string like I did, or you could get beads or charms, and you could imbue them with what is important to you, what you want to remember, and what your intentions are.
Okay, I definitely think I'm gonna make one.
Yeah, me too.
Great. I can't wait to see what you create. And if you make a bracelet or a keychain, or you get something to keep in your pocket, send us a picture. I want to see. Thanks, Hillary. Thanks, Mac. Now let's all say our children's blessing together. We are Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands.
Oh, thank you, Gwen. Thank you, Mac. Just looking to make sure I put Squeaky Hedgehog in a different place, because now we come to an important time in our service, a time we set aside for quiet prayer and meditation. This is a time to reflect on the events of the past week, look forward to what may come in the days ahead, offer a prayer of loving kindness to someone who might need one, or simply be here now in this moment and all it offers us in sensation and emotion. Following our time of quiet meditation and prayer, I will open our time of sharing, and all will be welcome to speak or write a joy, sorrow, or concern you hold today. Before that, though, my friends, won't you join me in taking a deep, refreshing breath in, a calming breath out, and entering into a sacred time of silence.
Hi, everyone. Our sixth principle, peace, liberty, and justice for all, echoes Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s vision that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. To honor this ideal, today's half-plate recipient is the Maine Unitarian Universalist State Advocacy Network. USON connects Maine's 26 UU congregations to amplify our influence in 4 broad social justice policy areas in Maine. One key issue is LD 1626, a bill to remove the state-erected obstacles that Maine's 4 Wabanaki tribes face. USON's website, uson.org, provides easy-to-use tools to put our faith into action this month. We are grateful for their work, as together we seek justice for Maine's Wabanaki communities. If you are able, please give generously to support the work of this important collaboration. You are invited to make your offering using the donate button in the order of worship. By clicking this link, you will be taken to GiveButter, a virtual giving site that accepts a credit card number, PayPal, and Venmo accounts. You may also give your offering by dropping a check in the mail or using your bank's free bill pay feature. This morning's offering has now been requested and will be gratefully received. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Our reading today is another poem that carries good news, the good news of ordinary life. It's by the charming, funny, and sincere poet Wendy Cope, and it is one of my all-time favorite poems. It's entitled The Orange, and I thought of it this week because Thich Nhat Hanh has a meditation for eating a tangerine. And when you actually sit yourself down and practice that meditation, it usually leaves you feeling glad that you exist. The orange. At lunchtime, I bought a huge orange. The size of it made us all laugh. I peeled it and shared it with Robert and Dave. They got quarters and I had a half. And that orange, it made me so happy, as ordinary things often do. Just lately, the shopping, a walk in the park. This is peace and contentment. It's new. The rest of the day was quite easy. I did all the jobs on my list, and I enjoyed them and had some time over. I love you. I'm glad I exist. Such a nice poem. So, like many people this past week, possibly like many of you, I pulled my Thich Nhat Hanh books off the shelf and revisited the teachings he shared so generously with us over the course of his 95 years of life. Though we have at least a half a dozen of his books here at home, I ended up lingering with my well-worn copy of The Miracle of Mindfulness, one of Thich Nhat Hanh's earliest publications. It's a book I've assigned to high school classes, a book I've drawn inspiration from for numerous sermons. Remember when I encouraged you to wash the dishes in order to wash the dishes last year? And it's a book I've sought many teachings from during the high, the low, and the mundane moments of my life. Admittedly, though, my copy is dog-eared and crowded with underlines and indent notes. I have not always loved this book. With pithy teachings such as, we are only alive when we live the life of the world, and drink your tea slowly, as if the axis on which the whole world revolves upon it, and all is a miracle. Be a smile. Before I really knew who Thich Nhat Hanh was and the intention with which he wrote The Miracle of Mindfulness, I often couldn't help but roll my eyes at these seemingly saccharine teachings. In time, though, I learned that Thich Nhat Hanh was inspired to write The Miracle of Mindfulness for reasons that were anything but sweetly sentimental. Having renounced the cloistered life of strict monasticism in Vietnam, Thai spent the duration of the Vietnam War as an anti-war activist, organizing peace movements and calling for Vietnamese warring parties and the United States to cease fire and seek reconciliation. As a result, the American media denounced Thich Nhat Hanh as a communist, and in 1967, Vietnam exiled him on the charge of treason. It was at this time, of course, that Martin Luther King Jr., radical as always, nominated Thai for the Nobel Peace Prize. MLK was reprimanded for doing so, I might add. First published in 1975, Thich Nhat Hanh wrote The Miracle of Mindfulness for the peace activists and social workers on the ground in Vietnam, who, as he shared in interviews, were surrounded by death and in danger of dying every day. Due to his exile, copies of the book had to be smuggled into the country. Though I've gotten over my unfounded cynicism regarding The Miracle of Mindfulness and can seriously meditate on all is a miracle be a smile for weeks on end now. Learning Ty's intention behind the book a few years ago transformed the teachings it holds from simply being life improving to life altering. Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings are gentle, simple, and kind, and they are applicable in myriad ways to the common occurrences in our daily lives. Washing the dishes, walking, eating a tangerine, breathing. But I feel it's important to know and remember that many of these teachings were written in violent, terrifying, and all but uncertain conditions with the intention of keeping people profoundly joyful, peaceful, and proactive in the midst of their grief, trauma, and fear. There's nothing to roll your eyes at here, folks, let me tell you. Next time you're caught in the grips of rage, resentment, fear, despair, chew on this for a while. All is a miracle. Be a smile. And trust that keeping that pithy teaching at the forefront of your lotus mind is of benefit to you and to the whole world. While flipping through the Miracle of Mindfulness this week, I was gladdened by the discovery of a folded sheet of paper I'd wedged into a chapter 9 years ago. Notes from the time I was lucky enough to sit meditation with Thich Nhat Hanh and listen to him teach. In the fall of 2013, I was one of hundreds, perhaps thousands of people who gathered in downtown Boston to sit cross-legged on concrete and trampled grass and witness this internationally venerated, soft-spoken Zen monk in real life. He was visiting Boston that September for reasons I don't know, but while he was there, he offered a free, outdoors for everyone to see, sounding loud for everyone to hear, public event. No matter who you were, where you were from, who you loved, or what you had done, you were welcome there. I remember vividly that it was a crisp and bright, sunshiny day. When Thich Nhat Hanh took the stage before a cheering audience stretching far across Copley Square, the same place where 2 bombs had exploded during the marathon just 5 months earlier, he didn't say a single word. He just smiled and sat down. And so did we. A crowd of maybe thousands just smiling and sitting down on the concrete ground. And we all sat together, silent, in the midst of a city humming with passerby conversations, cars, duck boat tours, sirens, pigeons, panhandlers, and designer brand shoppers. It was all there. The world was all alive, all around us, the thousands of us. And we were all just sitting silently with it, as easily and gently as we could. And my friends, we sat for a long time. On that sheet of paper I found, I have a note that says 65 minutes, still sitting, ... Demonstrating the peace he had spent his life working towards, Ty just sat in the middle of all the downtown chaos, eyes closed, face relaxed. It was as though he was letting the city speak for him, allowing the crowd gathered there to feel what they needed to feel and work through what they needed to work through. And so we continued to sit, and we continued to sit, silently, easily, as gently as we could, amidst it all. Breathing in, I am aware of my entire body. Thich Nhat Hanh finally spoke. breaking the buzzing silence. Breathing out, I smile at my entire body. He repeated. Breathing in, I am aware of my entire body. Breathing out, I smile at my entire body. Breathing in, I am aware of my entire body. Breathing out, I smile at my entire body. We all want to be loved, he continued. Go home to yourself and feel the love you have gathered there. This is the love we have. This is the love we can share. The little monk then paused, smiled at us, and remained quiet for several more minutes. True love, he said, is to be there. When we love someone, we tell them we are there with them. When we need love, we need someone to be there with us. We all want to be loved. To show love and to feel love, he taught, there are three things we can say. Darling, I am here for you. Darling, I know you are there and I am so happy. Darling, I know you suffer and that's why I'm here. He paused again. Tell this to your mother. Darling, I am here for you. Tell this to your father. Darling, I know you are there and I am so happy. Tell this to your spouse, to your children, to your friends, to your enemies. Darling, I know you suffer and that's why I'm here. He laughed suddenly. If it makes you feel nervous to say this, he said, call them and just leave it as a message. Darling, I'm here for you. Darling, I know you're there and I'm so happy. Darling, I know you suffer and that's why I'm here. Just let them know you're here and they will feel your love and you both will feel peace. And that's all the notes I have. It was the good news we all needed then. It's the good news we still need now. A year later, in the fall of 2014, Thich Nhat Hanh suffered a brain hemorrhage that rendered him unable to speak for the remainder of his life. I've always felt immensely fortunate to have sat with him in the middle of Boston and received that teaching on love. Today, 2 days after his cremation, the final Sunday of our month of intention, I feel it's important to share this good news, these life-altering teachings that swirl around us and all beings in times of our suffering and in times of our happiness. It's easy to overthink our intentions, or rather, I find it's easy to focus on micro intentions throughout the day. Get out the door on time, don't burn dinner, respond to email, shovel the driveway, wash the dishes, breathe. But I ask, what if living with intention means tending and cultivating all these singular, important intentions in a field of one intention? a field of love. And not just any love, the love of Thich Nhat Hanh's teaching, true love, which means being fully there, fully here, because that's what others need from us, and that's what we need from others. Or as Wendy Cope realized after an ordinary day, I love you. I'm glad I exist. What a great intention that is, to love and to be glad you exist. Nothing to roll your eyes at here, folks. Thank you, Thich Nhat Hanh, for your Bodhisattva warriorship. I look forward with gratitude and profound joy to your next incarnation. In the meantime, friends, let's keep at it. Keep being the smile, remembering all is a miracle, reminding one another we are here. We know how to love, and we are glad to exist. Let it be so.
Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind. There find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love expanding. The message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings. In the oneness of everything. Peace is in the dance of trees who stir before the first breath of wind is yet perceived. Trust in the song becoming one with the dance, and all mysteries can be believed. Songs of lies long past the touch our own are written in the earth ever giving. And now to maintain the harmony gives to us all lives worth living. For the oneness of everything. Still, we seek to find a truth that we might understand and reduce to terms defined. Vast and immeasurable time, space, also overwhelmingly designed. Oh, passing years just might I know the spring, to hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything.
Thank you, Joanna, for running our tech this morning. Thank you, Gwen and Mac, for co-leading the service with me. Thank you, Sam, for your recordings. And thank you all for being here. A friendly reminder that following our worship this morning, we will have our mid-year meeting. Sarah, those of us who are leading it, would it be okay to start at 11:30 so we may have a little stretch, get a little cup of coffee refill? Cool. All right, so we'll all meet back here. No need to leave the Zoom room. You can just leave it on open, but feel free to step away and we'll be back around 11:30. But before we break, won't you join me in a final moment of prayer, my friends? Breathing in, we are aware of our entire body. Breathing out, we smile at our entire body. And we pray that all beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings experience profound joy and the causes of profound joy. May we all listen and share the good news so we all can be free. Won't you join me, my friends, as we close our service with words from our unison benediction. For those who come here seeking God, may God go with you. For those who come embracing life, may life return your affection. For those who come to seek a path, may a way be found and the courage to take it step by step. Go in peace, my friends, into this snowy day, but first, we hope to see you in a few minutes at our mid-year meeting.